Hello, my name is Ilona. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2024, and I'm sure you've noticed there wasn't a recap this week from my life, and that's because there were a lot of issues during my life. I was thrown out 3 times, and ultimately I did a live, but it was of course very, I'd say a bit chaotic, and I did it from my living room because most likely my Wi-Fi reach wasn't enough anymore upstairs. I first thought there was a disruption from the company I got the internet from, my internet provider, but it turns out most likely around 7 o'clock a lot of people here in the area of course are on their internet, and that has issues for the Wi-Fi reach, and I can see it right now. I have a very small reach here in upstairs, so I'm already have ordered like a cable, so hopefully the next live Dutch live of course will be better than the last one, and then of course we'll be doing questions and I can do a recap because right now this last live there it was just very chaotic and a lot of things going on, and we didn't do a lot of questions. There were 2 questions I can actually trace back, so I've got the cards for that one. And the first one is very interesting because this has to do with, let's see, I thought I was missing, oh yeah, this one, okay. There's so many cards laying here, so I kind of have to find my way here. But the first one has to do with a scandal here in the Netherlands that's kind of being covered up. And it has to do with children, has to do with the justice system and people on very high places. There is a commission researching it, but it's just really kind of pushed aside. And there, of course, is a politician here, Gideon. He's from Forum. That's the party that's been bringing attention to the World Economic Forum, to things like that. They're bringing a lot of attention to a lot of things happening with the farmers, that the nitrogen is really just nonsense and things like that. So they're bringing a lot of attention. Also, he's working with this, about this commission and really what's been going on in this case. And I was looking at it when I was thrown out of the live. Interesting combination. But the cards I've got was the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. I've got the Knight of Swords, and I've got Justice. So ultimately there will be justice. And of course this is a Dutch case, but this is happening around the world. We had the Dutroux case in Belgium, that really there are so many people on high places connected to what is going on with children. And this is one of those cases. But we see there's a lot of confusion. But we're moving away from the confusion. Someone is really pushing this case. It could be Gideon, it could be other people as well, talking about this as well. And ultimately there will be justice. This will not be repressed anymore. This will not be covered up, and I believe that it will happen worldwide. Cases around the world will not be covered up anymore. People are really standing up, asking questions, are critical about things. So this is, of course, about a Dutch case, but I believe that it is representing a lot of cases around the world. So change is going to come and justice will be served. The second thing I looked at, and this was also very interesting, this is about a Belgium activist. His name is Dries van Langehoven. And it's similar to how they're treating Mr. T in America, how they're treating Gideon Pepijn here in the Netherlands. They are politicians, of course, working for Forum. They are trying to get cases against them, of course, with Andrew Tate and his brother. There have been things happening from Great Britain. They are now also accusing them there. It's just a mess. So people that are speaking out about things, opening their minds. Doesn't mean that I completely agree with everything they mention, but it's really about the freedom of speech. And they are also pointing fingers, really showing what's going on. And obviously those people need to be, they need to shut it. And they are using the justice system to do that. And in case of Dries, he has actually been, there was a judge that told him that he has to go to, I think I can name prison for a year. So he's now he's against this, and now they're going for a higher judge to figure out what's going on there. So he has appealed it, but it's really shocking that has happened. So apparently in a Facebook group, there were internet memes sent there, and that's what he's now being, how do you say this, he's convicted of. So he has to be locked up, or at least, for a year. It's very strange, those things. So I wanted to take a look at the energy behind that. And we've got the moon. So nothing is what it seems. Not everything is what it seems. We've got the Three of Cups. We've got the Three of Wands. And we have the Ten of Swords. So to me, it feels like this is really about waking up people as well. Showing them, of course, in America as well, people are starting to see how the Department of Justice is using the system to get rid of people. This has happened in the Netherlands as well. We had Ariep, that was a politician who was leading a commission against what has happened the past 3 years with certain, dis-ease. And she wanted to investigate these things, and she was, removed by also accusations, things that apparently came up out of nowhere, and she had to leave the commission. So they're using it everywhere here in the Netherlands, they're using it in Belgium, they're using it worldwide. So this is really that ultimately this is showing people, and there will be an end to this. The Ten of Swords is like a definite ending. So this entire system and how they've been using it will end, but it needs to be shown. So that was two of the questions I can find with the cards. The other thing I looked at in my card reading I just did this morning was about Wilders. We of course have now, Geert Wilders is a politician and he is now the biggest party here in the Netherlands, but they're trying to create like a government, and there's a lot of things are going on. But Wilders is known to being very, let's just say radical in certain aspects with refugees and things like that. So he's actually stepping away from being prime minister. So he doesn't want that to fill that. Like Rutte, he doesn't want to become that. And apparently other leaders of the parties that are involved trying to create a government don't want to step up into that either. So it will be very interesting if this is going to be formed, if this government will pull through. Who's going to be the minister president, the prime minister. And we call it minister-president, but it's prime minister. Most likely will be Mona, which is a woman. And she's done some interesting things. But we'll have to wait and see, to be very honest. I really don't care who's going to become prime minister here in the Netherlands, because the puppets are still there. And as long as they're there, it's a puppet show to me. But interesting enough, why did he move away from that? Why did he decide to step back? Well, we have some white influences, white hat influences. We've got the Five of Cups for the central card. We've got the Five of Wands in the past. And then we have the Ten of Swords. That's very interesting underneath the Five of Cups. So this feels like white hat influences to step back. It was a very hurtful decision to make. I do think he wanted that position, but I don't think he had a lot of choice. But interesting enough, we have the Ten of Swords underneath the Five of Cups. And for the future, we have the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Cups. These are all tens. The tens for the, minor arcana. These are, of course, the, You've got the major arcana and the minor arcana in the tarot cards. But these are all tens. This is the end. So this is ending. And especially with the Ten of Swords, I think this is ending. I think this entire political system is ending. Whoever is going to come out of this, if they're going to form a government or not, it's not going to last very long. And this is the ending of this system. This is also showing things through what's been happening with the formation. So many things are coming up. All these political games, people are seeing it and are like, what is going on? This is just getting ridiculous. And it's really waking up people. And I think that's the exact point of what is going on here in the Netherlands with the formation of the government. So I also wanted to look at that. I thought that was very interesting what's going on now. And I think worldwide we're seeing all these political systems, all the manipulation, especially in America, we're seeing all these things happening. And it is purposely done to end this system. We need to move away from these systems, all these puppets and all these parties. People are not following actually, what they're supposed to be doing, but just following agendas. We really are going to leave that behind. The thing I also wanted to take a look at sorry about that, is the TikTok ban. What is that about? Apparently it passed the House of Representatives here in America. They want to ban the, let's see if I could find anything about TikTok. Why the House voted to ban TikTok and what could come next. So this is interesting. Oh, I also wanted to mention in Belgium, there's going to be a conference, at least from the Minister of Defense and the military boss Michel Hofman, because apparently there is a big scandal in the Belgian army and a peloton, or how do you say that? Platoon, I think it's platoon. If that's the, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Dutch word peloton, but I think it's a platoon, actually has been disbanded. And a lot of military have been how do you say this, have been put on leave. So apparently there is something brewing in the Belgian army. So I will have to wait and see what will come out today. And Belgian farmers are again using tractors to head to Ghent, Zeebrugge, and let's see, the other, Antwerpen. So they're heading Antwerp, Ghent, and Zeebrugge. They're heading towards that again. Apparently there are farmers heading towards that and of course showing themselves again. So that's happening in Belgium right now. Very, very, very interesting. But I wanted to take a look at TikTok, the ban. What is that really about? It could be that the dark energies are trying to get rid, of course, of X and other social media as well, because they really have lost full control over that. But the interesting part is that TikTok, they want it banned or they want that TikToks will be sold. And it's very interesting. Sold to whom? What company? So we're just going to see what the energy is behind this ban. And let's see. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the Seven of Swords for the central card. We've got the 10 of Pentacles in the past. We've got the 4 of Pentacles underneath the 7 of Swords. We've got the Magician in the future and the High Priest in the future card. And I'm just going to clarify the High Priest, and there's Justice card. I think that this is from the dark energies. That's the feeling I'm getting. But I think ultimately the Whiteheads are going to use it if this pulls through. Which means it wouldn't surprise me if TikTok is then going to be sold to someone else or another company. But there is something else going on. They're trying to hold on to their power. So this feels like very manipulative. They're trying to regain the social media, especially after the X, of course, where a lot of things are at, former Twitter. A lot of things are now being put out there and they don't have the power anymore to take it away. So they're trying to get away with things. This feels like dark energies. They're the ones who came up with this. And I think it is ultimately actually going to be used against them by the Whitehead. So I think they just passed it purposely just to use it to their advantage, because we have the Magician and we have the High Priest with the Justice card as clarifier. So there's going to be justice served. They're not going to get away with anything. So if this actually is going to make it through, this ban, most likely will lead to their TikTok being sold some way, some form. And it probably will end up in very interesting hands. So we'll have to wait and see that. But this feels like it started the dark energies trying to regain, because that's obviously with these cards. They're trying to regain their power. In the past, they had full control of all the media and all the media outlets and the social media. They don't have it anymore, so they're trying to manipulate their way in. But this will just lead to more power to humanity, to the people, and ultimately it will lead to justice. So that's the cards I'm getting. I hope to see you in another video, and